Hi Cancer, kia ora, and welcome to your April 2015 Taroscope reading with me. We will be doing 4 cards, which will be a week of the month each, and a 5th overall energy card. And then we will do a high vibrational energy at the end of the reading. So wherever you are listening to this reading from around the world, sit back and enjoy it. Let's see what turns up for you, Cancer. Okay. The first card is the 3 of Swords. The second card is the 9 of Pentacles. The third card is the King of Pentacles. And the fourth card is the 7 of Cups. And your overall energy card is the 3 of Pentacles, which we will look at later in the reading. Okay, so we're going to start the beginning of the reading at the beginning of April with your first card, the 3 of Swords. Now if we look overall at your cards, we see that they are minor arcanas, that there is no major one. So it leads me to think that April is possibly a month that you will take the charge in the directions that are coming. So it's not so much about universal energies having their input or, forcing situations in a way. It could be more about you being the one to experience them at the first hand and to make the decisions on what you will decide will happen for the month of April. If we look at the card, this first one, the 3 of Swords, we can see a heart and the 3 swords going through it. It's often considered a card of relationship energies or and difficulties around relationships, and it can be a time of sorrow as well. So this card can represent arguments or misunderstandings or misinterpretations around relationships, and especially relationships connected at the heart level. So it could be a time where, if these situations arise, it might pay for you to be careful in the way you speak and the way you handle the situation. And when I say be careful, perhaps that was an inaccurate choice of words. I think be tender is more the way around it, because we see pain that can be inflicted, and oftentimes swords indicate our verbal or our thought processes, and that there's pain associated around the heart with perhaps words or the thinking or the way we're dealing with things. So the card can sometimes suggest that. So if tension is in the air, there are ways of alleviating it, and sometimes it's the way we deal with it or the way we speak about it or think about it. So we can be proactive in making these situations less tense and to have a less intense outcome, if you see what I mean. The other thing that can indicate even 3 people can be involved, so there could be some of this energy going on for you at the beginning of April. And one other message I get myself personally with this card is about the physical heart health. So I often say to people, make sure your heart health is at its optimum. And if there are things that you could do to help your physical heart, such as exercise, weight loss, or checking your cholesterol levels, and there are many ways of lowering cholesterol if, other than taking the actual medicated pharmaceutical route that a lot of people have to go on. There's some really good fish oils, and flaxseed oils are quite good at lowering cholesterol, as well as other forms of reducing stress and fat build up in the body. And interestingly enough, lecithin is another way of helping to reduce cholesterol levels. So that's just a little message that was popping in there for me. Obviously that's not going to be affecting all of you, but for some of you it might be something that crops up. So we come to the second card here for the second week in April, and we see the Nine of Pentacles. Now she is an opulent, happy, gregarious, socializing energy, and often this can mean positive uplift in finances, or a positive cycle in finances, or even money coming in, an increased amount of money for various reasons. And it can also indicate socializing. You know, this is a love. She is exuding love and happiness and warmth and generosity too. So it can be a time of giving out, of feeling like you want to support or help others, and sometimes even being in the position of being able to offer support and help, whether it be financial or emotional, because she kind of crosses the boundaries of both of those energies. So it's quite a stark contrast to this very beginning energy of April. Your second energy, your second week, and even your third offer these sunny dispositions and quite about finances, and your overall energy card seems to be sort of financially related, but also thought financially. The King of Pentacles, he could literally be someone coming into your life, or someone within your family or your friendship circle or your work employee circle. He is often known as the entrepreneur of the astrological zone. So he could be a person who has great financial knowledge or ability or adeptness, or even quite a lot of finances. He may play a role in your life in that third week or around that time period. He could be someone that you're either working with or employed by, or choose to employ or converse with in one way or another. Again, he has a similar energies to her. They're positive, happy, quite social. Seems like the middle of April feels as though it's flowing quite nicely, and just overall, from every perspective we could consider, quite well for you, Cancer. As we come to this fourth week, we see the Seven of Cups. It's a cup card, so it's often about the emotions and the heart again, but it can be about options and not knowing which option to take, because there could be either a lot on offer, or there could be things clouding your vision. So you could see what you believe to be a good path, but it may not be. So sometimes when this card arrives, it suggests that you need to really look into things closely. So if you're being offered something, whether this be relationship-wise, it could be a new relationship coming in, or it could be offered something to do with even your circle of friends, or a holiday, who would know? It could be anything that's on offer. You should look closely at it. You should lift up the covers and look really at the bottom line, at what's written in the fine print, if you like. It could even be if you were purchasing something new. Make sure that it's the right time, and that it's being offered by the right type of people, and that you're not being trapped into something that you'll regret being tied into, that you have access to get out of a situation if you need to. You know, it could even be events that you're invited to. It's like you need to make sure that you either choose to go to them for the right reason, or that they're the right people that you want to be mixing with. Something along those lines. Now, as I said, it could mean that a new person is attracted to you, or vice versa, you're attracted to a new person. It could even be more than one. And again, some of them will be more suited to you than others. So it's a card of checking your options, basically. I've kind of dragged that out a bit, haven't I, when I could have just said that. Health-wise, it's the same. Check your options. I think it marries back to this. Just check your health. Make sure that you are looking at all perspectives of it, because there are always options. That's definitely your message. With the overall energy card, the Three of Pentacles again is about often finances or our material perspective on life. So it's about the things we utilise on a day-to-day basis. It could be your home or your car, or the things that you just have around you every day. And it's about saying oftentimes that you've done the hard yards and you're reaping the rewards, but usually it's not like wild rewards and it's not at a fast pace. This is the slow and steady does the trick, because if you've carried on and you've reached a point where you've finished a project, or you've gone down a certain road and it appears to be the right thing, and you can now feel comfortable or tick a box or feel satisfied, then that's the feeling that this card gives. So overall, April has this feeling around it of sort of safety or security or comfort, especially with the material realm, and sort of an acknowledgement of that from people as well. So you may be, people will show gratitude towards you one way or another for the place that you are in and the way you've handled yourself and how you've got there. So that's the general feeling for April. Nice, it's kind of stable, just except for this first week. Everything else just feels quite steady and flowing along at a fairly easy to deal with level, is probably what I would say, because I know that April and March are actually quite strong energy levels, or there's a lot going on astrologically and astronomically, and a lot of people will feel that in the month of April, in part because we have two eclipses close to each other, and there's just some strong energies on the planet, but you guys seem to be fitting in the middle. So I think for you it's just a nice steady reading for April. So let's have a look and see what your overall energy card is, or your higher vibrational energy. So I've got them off to the side here, and I'll just shuffle them a little bit and we'll see what we get. This one here seems to be jumping out. Michael, enchantment. Well, that's interesting because I have actually just performed a reading before yours of the same card, and yet they all shuffled and shuffled. So there is a message here for everyone about the magic of the universe, and I will pop this beautiful organ as well, because I did that on the last one. It seems to, this matches really, really well with that. And it's interesting that these two cards are still sitting either side of this one. So there's your enchantment, and I think the magical enchantment is allowing it to happen, but knowing which is the right choice to make. So it's about that, there's the enchantment there, and he's wondering, what do I take? How do I get to this enchantment? And it's about knowing to connect at the higher level and the white light level, and when we do that and we achieve that connection with enchantment, it gives us the same energies as joy, love, light, and that's when we make the right decisions in our life, or that we make the decisions that carry us on to the next path forward, rather than rather than making a decision that we will regret and have to go over it again because we haven't learnt the right path. And especially in times, for instance, like this, where we have this possible feeling of sorrow or pain at the beginning, if we establish or ignite this feeling of enchantment, we can ease this or make it easier, because we bring in that lightness and that connection of the ability to believe that things can work out right, or that if you choose to ignite it at the right level and the right path, there is much enchantment for everyone in the universe, and we often lose that along the way. We lose that understanding or that belief that something can be enchanted, such as a relationship, or that it can be enchanted again. So there you are, Cancer. I think this is a beautiful message, and it seems to want to come out this time around in April. Michael's been quite prevalent in all of the messages, and that purple energy, which is very healing and soothing and calming, feels as though it's quite important for the month of April as well. So I wish you all much enchantment and much happiness for April. And thank you all for listening and leaving your comments. I really appreciate it. So kia kaha, much aroha, and namaste.